And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Wednesday. It's Barnes, it's Tony, and it's another edition of the Sports Port. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. Obviously stoked to be here yet again. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. It's a great middle of the week, time to have a Sports Port show because it really gets you through that second half, And we got, some PGA to talk about. Wimbledon's going on right now. Not too much going on, but a lot to talk about still.
Yeah. Well, all I have to say is thank God for golf. That's all I would say.
Are you hyped for the Scottish Open?
No, I am. I told you before, I was listening to the PGA Tour radio this morning. Love golf. Honestly, I don't get to watch enough of it just because of like the times that it's on and stuff.
I know it is tough.
It's a lot of fun to watch, honestly. And I feel like too, it's just these next 2 weeks playing across the pond, like the courses are so different. I think that's what makes it, so much fun to watch.
What do you think is the main difference? I mean, I know, do they play the same course every year for this? No, in Scotland, yeah. Right?
So this is the 6th straight year at the Renaissance, but they played a bunch of other places before.
What's the deal with the Renaissance? Why are they getting 6 straight years? Do you know?
I'd have to do a deeper dive. I could read you the synopsis of links courses for the Scottish Open.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, dude.
2011, it was held at Castle Stewart Golf Links near Inverness due to financial difficulties by Loch Lomond, which was where it was played before.
Oh, no.
Play reduced to 54 due to heavy rain. This asset management company, Aberdeen, took over in 2012, remained at Castle Stewart 12 and 13 before moving to Royal Aberdeen in 2014. Wow. Played at Gillane 2015, Castle Stewart Links 2016. The attendance figures were poor there. Then they moved to Ayrshire in 2017 and was played at Gillane in 2018. And then since 2019, it has been held at the Renaissance Club and is scheduled to remain there till 2026. And no, they don't have like a future venue listed just yet for that.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess good for the Renaissance, I suppose. I guess maybe some of those golf courses over there have a tough time, upkeeping, huh?
Yeah. I honestly think that, I like the rotation, and I know it's not like a major, so I guess that's why. But if you look at the history here, it's definitely been in a bunch of different places. Even actually, it was a long time ago, but 73 was actually held at St. Andrews, which is interesting.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's at least there's that, because the Yankees right now are just unwatchable. And we're just day by day, we're just constantly reminded how far we've fallen, and how embarrassing the leadership of the Yankees is. And they said something yesterday, I guess, obviously because they're all located in Tampa, like the Steinbrenners, and I guess not Cashman, but the Steinbrenner family. So they were at the game last night with Cashman. And it just, so they got to see this front row. Maybe that spurned some stuff on, maybe it doesn't. But obviously something is needed, and I really can't wait to hear, because at this point, it's gotten so bad. It just feels like there is something here that we're missing. I think that, I don't know. I didn't think this really till yesterday. But as this continues to go on, if it appears like offensively anyway, that the guys like just aren't trying hard enough and don't have any energy. It's like, does it have something to do with Boone? I don't know. Do you think that's possible? I never thought that. I always thought everybody liked him. But if you really like your manager, you're really going to play like this for this long of a time? 6 and 17?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like like I'm in the same position as you. To be honest, it seems like the players do like Boone, but I mean, I don't know. From what you're saying, I mean, do you really think that the fact that they're not hitting is reflective of their attitude towards their manager? I mean, it could be that they still like Boone, but whatever they're being taught or working
but you
through
don't
just
think
isn't
that,
working.
but you really don't you really think it's that simple that it's like they're trying, they just can't do it. Like, is that seriously what it is, Tony?
I mean, I think it is a combination of things. Maybe they are trying, they just can't do it. Obviously, again, like it could be Boone's fault in terms of why they aren't figuring it out.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they disrespect or don't like respect Boone. You know, I feel like they do.
I would the thought that came to my mind though is that potentially like Soto, I don't know why, what made me think this. I was talking to Matt earlier, but like maybe he just like kind of came to the assumption as like this when this losing streak started and they're not doing thing, and then he's saying his ridiculous stuff that he says, that he was kind of like, why are we listening to this guy? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You think
How
so?
is he
Yeah.
helping us? I mean, I don't know.
Why
I
did
mean,
Soto like sound like you?
No. Just kind of a
just
thought
feeling,
that I had.
yeah.
I mean, you think about the caliber of players, you know, Boone, some scrub who hits one home run that ends up being meaningless. You know, and then he comes to the Yankees and they backpedal. Well, how could you have respect for him? How has he helped the organization?
No, yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you know, those things that Boone says, like up on the podium to the media. I mean, do you think he just regurgitates that in the locker room?
Kind of. I think he
Really?
says the same stuff all the time, and everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up." I mean, who wants to hear that?
No, you know, I would hate that.
Yeah.
Because I would be, especially as a player right now, I'd be frustrated with myself, with the team, while we're not doing well. And I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like something that hit me, you know, just seeing some plays here from last night. That bottom of the eighth DeLuca double to right, dude. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I don't know if you remember it, but like DeLuca like kind of half swung at this pitch, which was like kind of somewhat in the upper part of the strike zone. Could have been a ball, could have been borderline strike. But he swung at it, ends up hitting it, and you see, like he obviously like almost hesitated, like he was like, "I'm gonna check swing this." Ended up just going through, hits the ball, and it goes down the first base line for a double. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I just feel like the Yankees at the plate, watching them, they don't ever do that, you know? Like it's not just, oh, let me just try and hit this and get contact and somewhat try to put it into play. It's either home run or they're just staring at it down the middle. And I just feel like that to me, you know, because obviously you've been talking about, you know, the offense being a big problem. I just feel like they don't even just take a chance to try and get the ball into play and get a base hit, you know?
They don't.
And I feel like, honestly, I mean, you look at the box score, I mean, 7 hits. I'm not sure what the runners in scoring position, and if you want to get into it. 1 for 5. I mean, again, I mean, maybe not a tremendous amount of opportunities with runners in score, but still 5 times. I mean, converted on just 1. I mean, that's when you want to just put the ball into play when you have runners.
Yeah, they don't do that. I've maybe seen Volpe and Rizzo earlier in the year do that, right? Like where it's just that kind of a half swing. And I was at Sam's last night, so I was just kind of we were watching some shows, so I was just like following along on Gamecast, and I saw the location of the DeLuca double. That pitch looked, and I didn't see the highlight, but it looked 2-3 feet outside.
It was inside, dude.
It was inside.
Oh, no, well.
Was it? I don't know. I just saw it out of the box. I don't know. I thought it
lefty. So I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it jammed him up, and that's why he went to check swing it. But he ended up again like just making contact. We can look at it again and make sure. But again, I mean it's just putting your back to the ball, and the Yankees aren't doing that, dude. So
right. But what do you think about my theory though? Just that it's like, you know, the guys are thinking like, oh, by the way, DeLuca is a righty, so that's
so it must have been on the outside.
You were thinking of Siri maybe as a lefty,
maybe.
But anyway, you don't think there could be something too where it's like, you know, oh well, you know, he's nice and like he defends us, but at the same time, he's not helping us. So how could we have respect and like we're going through this tough stretch and he just keeps saying the same stuff over and over again? Like these are professional athletes here. I mean, they could definitely.
Oh yeah, that was it.
They could definitely be getting really, really frustrated here. That it's like this guy isn't helping. Like, why do we need him around? I mean, that could be happening.
Do you think at the end of the year, like if the players aren't satisfied with Boone, no matter outcome, do you think that they're going to get rid of him?
I mean, I more am just of the mindset that they're going to get rid of him because they're going to crash and burn and like win like 82 games again.
Right. But I mean, like I mean, again, if you're talking about Soto not respecting Boone already. I mean, again, thinking of the future, you want to keep Soto.
Right. So I mean, if that's what he wants, then he's gonna get what he wants.
Soto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just remains to be seen, but it's just I think it's everything hitting the fan now that it's like, yeah, even though everything would point to getting a new general manager, getting a new manager, we're gonna just stick with it because we're comfortable with it. And even though we keep getting to the same spot and failing, we're just gonna keep doing that because we all like each other. Seems like that's what the strategy is.
Which is so dumb, dude.
Of course.
So let's say Yankees win World Series this year. Soto is like, hey, loved it. Do it again. I'll sign, but I don't want Boone around still.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
They would still get rid of Boone.
That's what, not like he liked Boone. That's why they kept him around Judge. But it's like the same thing when they did what they needed to do, bring back Judge, what he envisioned.
Yeah. Where do you think Judge fits in this equation in terms of like where he falls with Boone?
It's so hard. He's always said the right thing, but he says the right thing about everything.
Right.
But he's made it seem like he likes him. But maybe, I mean, everybody has a breaking point. I mean, how could Aaron Judge not be tired of being such a good player and then just feeling like every year, like, yeah, we're not even close to winning the championship, but right? I mean, at what point does that get frustrating?
I would say right now. I'd be pretty frustrated now, dude.
Right.
I don't know. It's tough. But again, I feel who's the hitting coach? It's not freaking Sean Casey.
James Rousman. Like ROWSMAN, something like that. He came over from the Tigers. He was Yankees minor league hitting coach.
Oh, okay. James Rousman.
Yeah.
Get a new guy? I don't know, dude. Because again, like, I don't know what I said. Like, how do you not, like, I don't know, man. With this lineup, I understand, some guys are in slumps, whatever. But it's just like, how are you not scoring like 6 runs every night?
But do you think though, it doesn't matter if Pete Rose is the hitting coach? I mean, can guys like Glaber and Grisham and LeMahieu and even as well as Cabrera, can they really be changed that much where they're going to be productive? Like I question that.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I can see, Verdugo having, maybe bounce back.
Well, he's had a couple of hits recently.
Torres had a hit last night, right? He had an RBI. Did he have an RBI hit?
Yeah. But he
garbage.
Well, it's just it's the whole package with him. That's just it's not worth,
Yeah, I guess so. So you just want to get rid of these guys? You don't think it's?
No, I mean, especially. Well, yeah, and then Grissom. I mean, he's shown the last 3 or 4 years he's an under 200 hitter. LeMahieu is at best a 240 hitter. So it's like we know that stuff. Cabrera, I think we could keep around as a utility, but he's not an everyday player.
But I don't understand though. Like, I mean, I understand. LeMahieu wasn't getting a lot of looks beginning of the year, but it's like what happened? Like all of a sudden, there's all these holes in the lineup. There's these holes in your rotation.
I mean, Stanton was helping, but it's not the whole thing,
right?
But
I mean, that's not the whole thing.
You take somebody out of the middle, and then you replace him with Verdugo. Verdugo on a team that wins the World Series, in my eyes, is batting somewhere 7 through 9. Maybe you want to put him at the 6th hitter. That's fine. He should not be batting cleanup. That's a problem right there.
Yeah, that is a problem, definitely.
And then it's like it really is at this point just because of the struggles of Verdugo, Glaber, Wells, Volpe, Christian LeMahieu. So he's like, that's 6 guys in a row that you're not really concerned about. I know DJ had 2 hits last night. I don't care. Please, just send him on the first plane out of Tampa.
Oh gosh, dude.
So I don't know. I did see one thing interesting, but it doesn't make me feel any better. But I don't know if you know this. So like I said, I just we do our picks and so we see stuff from a distance. But the Dodgers lost 10-1 last night. They have basically the same record as the Yankees, and you don't hear anything about this. But the thing is, obviously, they haven't gone 6-17 either.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know what they've been doing recently. I think they've been still winning games though, other than last night. Obviously, tough.
4-6.
Oh yeah, 4-6 in the last 10. 2-game losing streak right now against the Phillies.
Weak division helps.
Oh yeah, dude. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you may not hear a lot of it too because of the fact that they are West Coast. They do have some significant injuries around the team too. So
Yeah. But so it seems like though you're of the mindset that you don't think that the team's quit on Boone.
I don't think so. The team, no, I don't think so. Fans obviously have been, I feel like, out on Boone for a while, but I don't know. I feel like the players, we've talked about it. I mean, Boone does a really good job in protecting the players and everything like that. So I mean, it just seems like he is that type of players manager. Yes, I'm sure that they have issues with him. I mean, again, the record is always indicative of that because you're starting to lose some games here. But I don't think anyone on the roster is sitting there and being like, I'd rather not be here because of Boone.
But also too, Tony, I just think there is a correlation. I mean, think about all the recent champions of baseball. I mean, how many guys were peachy like Aaron Boone that won the title?
Bruce Bochy wasn't. No, definitely not a peachy guy.
He's making cookies for the team after the game.
Don't think so.
Dusty Baker, same thing. I'm trying to think back further to
then. I mean, I feel like Dusty was a little peachy.
But he's business,
right?
Though.
He is business, and it was different with the whole cheating. He got to deal with the whole cheating scandal backlash. Right. So it was I feel like he was always pretty calm about that. But honestly, even but even with Phillies, when Robbie Thompson made when they went to the World Series, I mean, he's not a peachy guy.
Brian Snicker, I don't think is either.
Never.
Dave Roberts, I guess, but
where do you sit with him? Because a lot of people don't like him.
Well, I mean, I'm never gonna like him after Game 7 in Fenway Park, 2004. So that's all I have to say.
You think he's a good manager?
No,
because
I don't know. I just think our thought process is all messed up just because we're thinking about the front office and stuff. But it's like we don't put anything on the manager.
Yeah,
and I just feel like you can't give everybody a free pass. Like, how the fuck is Dave Martinez still the manager of the Nationals?
I know, really, dude. I mean, you win a World Series, I guess. There you go.
You win a World Series, but nobody waits that long. I mean, you look at it. So, 82 and 80 first year, 93, 69 win the World Series, huge comeback, all of that, 2019.
Crazy.
Since then, 26 and 34, 65 and 97, 55 and 107. And an outstanding 71 and 91. And wow, there's optimism this year, 42 and 49.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Washington's a weird organization, dude. I mean, they've had, players come and go constantly every year. And that World Series year was absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know what they see in him, dude. I mean, if I'm them, I would still be cleaning house.
But just an example for you too. Just listen to these lists of managers since the Yankees won in 2009 and think about who you would consider a soft manager. Girardi, Bochy, La Russa, Bochy, John Farrell, Bochy, Ned Yost, Joe Madden, AJ Hinch, Alex Cora, Dave Martinez, Dave Roberts, Brian Snicker, Dusty Baker, Bruce Bochy.
I know. I
don't even know about anybody.
Baker, Cora's not.
Yeah.
Hinch?
Yeah. No. He was like, he was getting like testy of the
really,
yeah.
Because really, the most time I pay attention to him was obviously the cheating scandal and when he was like the bullshit apology and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely not Joe Madden, that's for sure either. Well then, call up Joe.
Old Joe.
Call up old Joe.
I guess so.
I guess so.
What? I don't know, dude. One of those times I'm just just go to the comments.
We have a ton of comments, dude. From the top of the show too. Let's see here. We have Brian Barnaby commenting first. I wouldn't say hammered. It was a 5-3 game. As pathetic as it was, like Grassa made the show title. Wow, I didn't read that last part. Grassa. That's funny, dude.
Makes sense, right?
Grassa, Zachary. I mean, it's the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Matthew Gabriel in the house says, let's go. And he says, Hamid. And then Kev Dew, of course, in here early in office says, let's go. We want the smoke. I don't care what you Yankees fans say. The Mets are better than the Yankees right now.
Yeah, just like the record indicates.
And he says, Matty Ice, you suck just like the Yankees. Tony, what's up, my fellow Mets fan?
The Mets suck. So let's not like just like use that as an excuse just because the Yankees aren't playing well. The Mets are any good. The Mets are terrible, Kev. All right. So just remember that. Continue.
Josh B says, Barnes, you owe Grassa an apology. Maybe that will turn the tides. LMAO.
You know what? I honestly, my apology would be that I wasn't aggressive enough when I called in to him and Dave. Because I wish I said you are the worst sports personality I've ever listened to in my life. You have no ounce of credibility and you embarrass yourself every time you're on the air. I wish I said that instead, honestly.
Then Josh B gives a little update. Wander Franco did get convicted, and he says, "What an idiot!" And I will echo that phrase for sure. Yeah, an idiot pervert, dude.
Yeah.
It really is kind of like just so stupid.
Yeah.
Dude. And then Jimmy Buckton here saying, "I'm taking a year off from watching the Yankees if they do choke this year." And then Lonnie in here says Barnes versus Grassa.
I mean, no one's
who you got,
Grassa.
dude. I mean, I don't think so, dude.
No.
Although, I will say I feel like since that call, I mean, I don't the Yankees haven't been doing well since that call, right?
But it has. But see, you know what I mean? Like we can't use it as an excuse
Mhm.
that Daniel is not a complete embarrassment to the sports media industry.
No, it's a tough, stump Dave this morning for him. Dude.
Tough every time he's on the air.
It really, so tough, dude. Lonnie says Barnes looks so frustrated at this point. I've been saying it for years now. He says the ball doesn't need to go over the fence in order to generate runs.
And I've been saying that. I've always said to you, Tony, when is it going to be some team is just not going to care about power and just stack the lineup with fast 300 hitters?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, I think that again. I mean, the way that the Rays were able to score some runs here. I mean, that's what the Yankees. That's the probably thing that pisses me off the most is that their lineup should have more than enough talent to be raking in runs, to get runners in the bags, and to just get base hits, bloop singles, hitting the gaps, down the lines. Like it should be good for them to do that. Lonnie says, "Wow, shots fired." Josh says, "Damn Barnes." Obviously, in regards to Grassa, and then Lonnie says, "The mush is back."
The mush is Brian Cashman House-Timer. That's the mush.
And just like that, we're updated on the comments, Brian.
But I don't know. I think that the toughest part for me is the Hal and Cashman era. Just it seems like it's endless. It seems like no matter what, it's never going to end, and that's the toughest part. And I'm thoroughly convinced, barring a miracle, barring I don't know, just getting lucky. It just feels like we can't win till they're, either Cashman's gone or Hal doesn't necessarily need to be gone, but just like maybe like just wakes up. Until that happens, I don't know if we're gonna win.
I mean, I know you talked a lot about the offense and everything, but I mean, if your start gets off to a good start, again, I feel like the Yankees score you scored first inning. You scored first there.
Yeah, but what are you averaging runs in the 23 games? I mean,
no, I understand that, but I just feel like a lot of these losses, I feel like so often your starters is not getting off to a good start.
Of the excuse. You got to be able to hit the ball. Doesn't matter what your pitching is. A complete separate part of the game. Yes, they can't give up 5 runs, but this was a game because the pitching recovered after the second inning.
Mm-hmm.
You were in it if you had a pulse on offense, but you didn't. Once again.
By the way, I realized that our boy's name is Pepe-O last night.
Oh, Pepe-O.
Pepe-O.
Wow. Pepe's.
That's how I remembered it.
Are you
so
hungry you would blindly just take Pepe's right now?
I mean, if you had a pie, yeah. Like I would, dude. And again, I feel last time we went there, I don't know, a couple months ago in the winter in Fairfield.
Yeah.
With Mike and his brother, and it was pretty solid. I will say, dude, the plain pie, it was solid. But it still is. Come on, I mean, there's better places.
I don't even have the energy.
Oh, dude.
Man, but yeah, we'll talk more about baseball, but just kind of keeping an order of sequence here. With the golf, so a busy week, and I'm gonna just double check this, but I know our marquee event this week, obviously Open Championship Royal Troon next week, is the Genesis Scottish Open here. So most of the top golfers on the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour are going to be playing in this one. So, perfect warm up for Royal Troon. But at the same time, we have what was once the Barbasol Championship going on in Nicholsville, Kentucky. So that's the alternate event for those, who didn't qualify for the Scottish So it's just it is a good opportunity for somebody to also just get some experience, obviously, in PGA Tour event, but also if you do win this event, I believe it does qualify you for the Open Championship. So there is some added motivation there. But you have your Joel Damons and your Michael Kims in the field here, your JJ Spawns. So it does give these guys an opportunity. Daniel Berger as well. Just kind of taking a look who else is here. But what do you think that's a good thing that the PGA Tour does, like when they have these big events? Not all of them, but a lot of them, that they go alternate event. I mean, do you think that's good for the tour?
I don't think so.
Really?
Who's watching that?
Well, it's not about who's watching, but you're giving one guy an opportunity to qualify for the Open Championship, and then also just guys that these signature events are tough to qualify for. So it's you need to win events to gain status, and that's what this gives these guys an opportunity to do.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, is there any way they can like stagger it and not have it to be like
well, I think part of it is because they wanted to shorten the season. That's why they went to the calendar year schedule instead of the wraparound, because these guys were complaining there's too many tournaments. There used to be 50, now we're down to like 36. So that's a lot of tournaments to cut. So I think that's the biggest part of it. And I just saw in here our winner last week, Michael Thorbjornsson, is in the field.
Wow.
I'm surprised, I guess, just because he hadn't done anything else, but it wasn't enough last week to get him in the Scottish,
That's kind of tough. He played really well last week.
He did.
I would honestly almost try and veto and have him be in the Scottish Open.
Yeah, but we know that not going to happen. So just wanted to mention that. But we talked about it in the Open. Scottish Open here is at the Renaissance Club, has been the last few years. Par 70, 72-37, $9 million prize fund. Winner, just like last year, getting $1.575 million. Your defending champion, Tony, is
from last year.
Big name.
I know it is, dude. I was just looking at it this morning. Damn it, I forget.
So obvious.
I know who it. Just say it.
Rory.
Really?
Yeah. One shot clear of Bob McIntyre last year. So he's going to try to defend his title. Last year, 15 under was good enough to win. Interestingly enough, the year before, 7 under was good enough to win. Xander Schauffele. Minwoo Lee won in a playoff in 2021 over Dietrich and Fitzpatrick. 2020, Aaron Rai won in a playoff over Tommy Fleetwood. 2019, Bernard Weisberger won in a playoff over Benjamin Hebert. So just to kind of give you an idea, and I think these scores have been pretty well under par here. Obviously the Xander year, I'm guessing weather probably played a part there. So that's kind of the history of this event. And I know too, those who are not eligible for next week's Open, I believe will get in as well if they were to win this. But obviously a lot of guys that are more heralded usually end up winning this tournament and already were in the field for next week's Open Championship. But just to give you an idea of who's playing here, I mean, it's every name that you could really think of other than Scotty, but Rory defending his title. 2 years ago, the champ Xander Schauffele. You have Ludwig Aubert, Wyndham Clark, Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland, Tommy Fleetwood, last year's Open champion Brian Harmon, Hideki Matsuyama, Sahith Theegala, Max Homa, Tom Kim. Interesting story. I just saw this on PGAtour.com. So he had to get in as a sponsors exemption because he missed the paperwork. So like he was qualified, but since that's just one of those things that's stupid, but it's like, why wouldn't they check with him on that anyway?
And also, like, doesn't he have like a manager or something?
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. But he has unrestricted sponsors exempts, I guess, because of his world ranking. So just window dressing, basically.
Hey, what is that?
You have Matthew Fitzpatrick, Matthew Pavone, Sepp Straka, Justin Thomas, Sanjay Im, Byung-Hung An, Minwoo Lee, Denny McCarthy, Jordan Spieth, Nick Taylor, Adam Hadwood, Davis Thompson, who just picked up his first career PGA Tour win. So that's what we got. Obviously, you have guys further down on the list, in terms of world ranking. such as Luke Donald, and obviously a slew of golfers over from the DP World Tour. So plenty of places to go here, Tony. Who are we forecasting as the Scottish Open champion?
I'll tell you right now, it's not gonna be Rory. I think I'm gonna go with Ludwig Aubert. Obviously a guy we talked a lot about last year. Made a big splash last season, being the 24-year-old. I forget what tournament he won last year.
The RSM.
Oh, I thought he won like a bigger tournament.
I think he's just always been right there.
Maybe. Nonetheless, speaking of being right there, Brian, that's where he's been all year long. Has had, quite a few good finishes here. U.S. Open, he was tied for 12th, tied for 5th at the Memorial Tournament, tied for 10th at RBC, came in 2nd at the Masters. We know 8th of the Players. So, I mean, clearly, you said that 2nd at Pebble Beach. This year as well. So it's had some tremendous performances, obviously falling just a little short quite a few times. But no doubt, I mean, this guy has been playing, this kid really, at 24 years old, has been playing very consistently out of Sweden here. I would imagine maybe being a little bit closer to home across the pond, give him a little bit of extra, maybe some family will be in attendance, Scottish. I mean, I believe the weather report, obviously, there's always a chance of rain, but it looks like it was like 65 with some wind. I think he'll be used to that as well. So I think Aubert can definitely make a splash here. And I'm thinking, honestly, like a Sunday, it's him and Rory, and it's a Rory collapse, and Aubert victorious. And I'll give him, I don't know, maybe like a 15 under is what he's winning at. Let's say 15 under.
And I'm a big Aubert guy. I think really wins are going to start coming in bunches.
So
Aubert, so talented. Has been there, in all these events.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for a sleeper?
The sleeper is always tough, dude. I guess, Bob McIntyre.
There we go.
Why
Runner
not?
up last time.
There we go, dude.
What's his odds?
Let's look at the odds here. The odds in the field for good old Bobby. I believe his legal name is Robert. Yep, he is at plus 3,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's down there, man. Which is pretty interesting. But yeah, dude, let's go, Bob.
Yeah, I definitely like that pick. I'm gonna go with Colin Morikawa.
There we go.
Feels like he's been trending upward here this season after really a couple of inconsistent seasons, but you look at his recent performances here. Tied 13th at the Travelers, tied 14th at the U.S. Open, 2nd at the Memorial, 4th at the Charles Schwab, 4th at the PGA. So that's a pretty good track record here. So I could see Morikawa, the former Open champion himself, getting a nice win here in preparation of the Open Championship next week. As my sleeper, and I'm speaking of guys playing well, give me 29-year-old from England, Aaron Rai. He's been hot recently, tied 7th at the John Deere, runner-up at the Rocket Mortgage, and a top 20 at the U.S. Open. Pretty good track record there. Michael K is on the radio today. Did you forget the jingle already, Tony?
I have to sing it.
My tweet this morning. You should be proud of me.
I guess I didn't see it. Was it about Michael K?
Does anyone here manage the Sportsport X account? I tweeted at Sportsport.
Oh, really? What time?
It's embarrassing.
What'd you say?
It's embarrassing.
I don't think I've been on Twitter today, to be honest.
I don't think I have either. It's funny because I think Michael has access to that account.
No, I don't.
Oh, Michael, I'm watching Wimbledon right now. Tennis player, Bulgaria, Ivanova.
Yeah, he's dope.
She.
Oh, I thought it was the dude. There's a dude.
Oh, from Bulgaria?
Yeah.
No, yeah, not that guy.
You were trying to get him out for
Right.
the Sportsport Twitter call?
Yeah.
How's she doing?
Let's say she's leading right now 5-3 in the first set.
This could be the next. Great.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know this is. Are you sure you tweeted this? Do I have to check it?
Maybe it went in your drafts. Wow.
Oh, he never did it. Oh, Zach's got it.
Oh, but you know what you did there? Not to call you out, but that's somebody else. Dan Graziano. He's a sport. It is pretty funny, Michael.
Why?
The guy's like, who the fuck is this guy?
I
like
Stop
that.
it.
Yeah, I know. He's a good reporter.
Oh.
Wait, so what tweet? I said it in the open.
He's so bad. I think Rick was getting tight at him.
That's what Tony was saying. Yeah. No, it's embarrassing. I said he's an embarrassment to all sports media, honestly.
Sports
Yeah.
media, yeah.
And Josh was saying I should apologize, and I said I apologize that I didn't go after him harder when I called in.
Yes.
Honestly, I should have.
And apologize.
Yeah.
We have Dave Rothenberg supporting him.
Yeah.
Can't wait to share that.
Yeah. Can't wait to send it to him directly, Tony. And I was just gonna mention here too.
Aaron Rye?
But yeah, Rye's been hot, so I think that pick makes sense. So I feel pretty good about these picks, to be honest. I know that it's so tough to pick a winner here. But I was also gonna say TV coverage for the Scottish. We have live coverage Thursday and Friday, 10:30 to 11 a.m. And then 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So Golf's World Feed will carry live coverage on Thursday and Friday, 10:30 to 11 a.m. That's so weird.
And it says
A
that
half hour.
ESPN Plus starts stuff at 3:15 a.m. on Thursday.
And then 11 a.m. To 2 p.m. Thursday, Friday on golf. Saturday, Sunday, golf 10 to 12, CBS 12 to 3. So obviously because of the time difference there, and then you mentioned PGA Tour Live, 3:15 to 2 Thursday, Friday, 4:15 to 3 Saturday, Sunday. So a lot of coverage, obviously different viewing hours, but for those who are, night owls and nocturnal, Tony, it is a good viewing option.
Yes, it is.
I'm
I'm pumped, honestly. Like, watch some stuff during the sports board.
Yeah. That is actually true. Wow. Yes, we are money, Tony. Honestly,
We're fucking money. Let's go.
No, I was thinking about this morning though, especially because like the golf, helps me get through this Yankee, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of sad that like next week is like the pinnacle of the season.
Yeah. I mean, aren't you excited?
No. I'm excited for next week, but
Right.
I'm saying like,
Then
and then after that, I mean, the FedEx St. Jude. I mean, sure, I guess it's kind of cool that BMW's in Colorado. Usually the PGA Tour doesn't go there. Reed Fowler said he'll be working, so we'll be sure to look out for him on the PGA Tour live coverage. And then the Tour Championship, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
no, I'm saying the FedEx Cup playoffs, I don't know what they can do, but I don't know what it is. I do think for you, like, other than like the Players Championship, do the other tournaments, do any of them like feel special or have juice to you? Not to say that you're not interested to see who wins, but just feel like that it's big.
yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, where it doesn't seem as grand.
Yeah.
Like you said, what I'm looking forward to at those tournaments are individual players, efforts, storylines there. But there's no tournament that, like you said, doesn't really feel grand. And the FedEx Cup, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't pay attention to it as much last year. It is kind of odd where it's placed, don't you think?
On the schedule?
On the schedule, right? Because it's, I don't know. I feel like because it's at the end almost, right?
Yeah.
That it's like people don't. I mean, at least I last year didn't really pay much attention to it necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because it's on, so you watch it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the whole like staggered start with the Tour Championship, nonsense.
I know.
Because they just didn't want somebody to win the Tour Championship but not win like the season long thing. It's like, who cares? Like, why is that such a problem?
Yeah, why is that a problem?
Like, it's a lot better just having a regular golf
And
tournament.
that's what I mean. It causes confusion to fans, I feel, with the whole like, okay,
Staggered
so
start.
they're kind of playing towards something, but it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
Like, and I imagine the golfers were the same, where they rather win an individual tournament than worry about like the FedEx thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. And obviously, as the tournaments go on, I mean, we do watch, we do pay attention. So it is compelling to an extent.
yeah, no, I mean, it is compelling again, but that's because like individual golfers, not so much what the PGA is setting up.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think like for you, for the other non-majors, is it just like, is the course in the field is what kind of gets you excited for
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like this event, honestly, because I feel like everybody's playing in it. I like that it gets you kind of prepared for the Open Championship. So I think this is I think grown in like kind of magnitude, over the years.
Do you think? Do you think it'll have more juice? Almost feel like a major, like sort of deal, or?
I think it, like I said, versus how it used to be. Yes, I
Okay.
definitely do think that. And I was curious about this. So, this has been out a while, but I don't know. For some reason on PGAtour.com, it doesn't show this, but like the fall schedule, you know how it's like, these are the people that are outside the top 50 or top 70 trying to play their way in, whatever. And the tournaments aren't like, as like heralded, but like they have a decent sized schedule. So, you got like, so what it is you have the Tour Championship, which ends September 1st. Then you got 11 days off before you go 40 net Napa, California, first tournament of the fall. Then the Sanderson's Farms in Missouri, President's Cup in Royal Montreal. I feel like that is a sleeper. Honestly, no one's really thinking about that.
Montreal, you say, huh?
Yeah.
That would be sick to go to.
And then you got the Black Desert Championship, the Shriners Children's Open. That one is in Las Vegas, I believe.
Wow.
The Zozo in Asia, the Worldwide Technology Championship. I'm not sure about the location of that. The Butterfield Bermuda Championship, the RSM, which I know is in Georgia, Hero World Challenge Tigers Tournament in the Bahamas, the Grant Thornton, which is the combination of the LPGA and PGA players. I believe that one is in Florida, as well as the PNC Championship, Ritz-Carlton, Orlando. Wow. That one is always interesting because you have John Daly's son, Tiger Woods' son, Josh B losing it over the directly to Graziano call.
That really is hilarious, dude.
Oh, geez.
Did you see what it said? The tweet?
Just something about the show is terrible, or it makes the show terrible, or it's an embarrassment, something like that. What the fuck did I do? Too funny. But unfortunately, Tony, that's where the funny part of the show ends. If we could go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So another tough one, another on the chin last night as the Yankees get hammered in Tampa, losing 5-3. It is now 17 losses in 23 games. Quite honestly, the worst stretch I've even seen them play. It really does feel worse than the 9 or whatever 10-game losing streak they had last season. And Rodon just didn't hone in, didn't give you the performance you need, especially with the offense struggling. He only gives them 4 innings, gives up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run allowed, 95 pitches, ERA ballooning to 4.63. Speaking of struggling offense, not enough again. 3 runs, 7 hits, a very, kind of Yankees Rays like strikeout total here of 10, 1 for 7 or 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The only hit with runners in scoring position first inning made you feel like, oh, maybe this is going to be a different type of game here. Soto walk, Verdugo single, Torres single, which scored Juan Soto. So you're up 1-0. Okay, great. Unfortunately, the horrors of the first inning continue here for the Yankees. Arozarena double scores Diaz. So to start the first inning, Rodon doesn't even get an out and it gives up 4 straight hits, including a 3-run homer to Paredes. So 4-1 Tampa. You're not even out of the first inning. Obviously, he settles down, bullpen settles down after that. Offense does nothing like they've been doing. The only little blip on the radar here. Ben Rice, another home run. So he's been the only hitter that's been hitting consistently of recent. 372 feet, cut the deficit to 1. Tommy Kahnle, as he's done blowing it when you need him to be perfect. A DeLuca double. We talked about the approach to right there. Scoring series 5-3. No rally in the 8th. I think even after I just wanted to look at this here. So in the 8th here, So after you're excited, you hold them in check, and then you go ground out, strike out, fly out. Kahnle gives up the run in the bottom of the 8th, and then you get Grisham like always making an out, grounding out. LeMahieu singles, you pinch run Cabrera, Ben Rice. I mean, you can't be Superman every at bat. He strikes out. And then Soto gets into one, hits it actually over 400 feet, but unfortunately, deepest part of the ballpark. Not enough. 5-3 Rays. Yankees now 55-38. Another loss, another embarrassment. We talked about Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner being in attendance for this one. 5 games to go till the All-Star break. We talked about trying to get that 4-2 stretch. We'll need to go 4-1 the rest of the way to achieve that. Needless to say, they don't give you any reason to believe that they will achieve that. So I think I speak for all Yankee fans where we find ourselves puzzled and just at the end of the day a complete loss of words for how terrible this stretch has been, and when does it stop? It just seems like the bottom has completely fallen out, and at the end of the day, I mean, I think everybody's just searching for answers, and nobody has any.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so, dude. I think, I don't know. Again, I will stand by what we were talking about before. I mean, I really do think the philosophy of the Yankees lineup has to be just getting the bat to the ball. Just some things I thought were pretty notable. Pepio here, I think had, I don't know.
I think the announcer just says it wrong, by the way.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I think okay said it, dude.
Oh, no. I was kind of just kidding, but to me, it
sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get something here going.
This is.
Let me. Oh, okay, here we go. Up. Is that where they're playing? Oh, I'm too far in. Damn it. This is him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Pepio.
Yeah. I'm just an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. But anyway, I was saying I think that really they have to change their philosophy, bat to ball. Oh, I was saying Pepio, right? I think had before this game had 3 strikeouts this year using his changeup. Got 4 last night against the Yankees. And you can tell, I think Juan Soto, one of his strikeouts on the changeup, clearly like he's sitting fastball trying to hammer it. Like, you can tell by the way they're swinging. Like they're trying to hammer these balls when it's just like not like you don't have to be doing that, Right. And I think the Rays last night was indicative of that. And I'm looking at even Verdugo. I think he was up. I think it was in the 7th after Ben Rice's home run. They walk Judge. Verdugo's up and just strikes out. Like literally, like he's swinging for the fences. You can tell by the way they're swinging because they're missing and they're like almost falling down because they're swinging so hard. When it's just in reality, just literally get the bat to the ball and make some good contact and drive it into a gap of left field. Like that's it.
Do you think it's as simple as like almost? I'm speaking for myself, but I'm sure you could relate to this. Like on the golf course, let's say you hit a couple bad drives in a row, you're like, all right, just gonna take it easy, just get it down the middle.
Right.
You have that thought. And then you get to the tee box, and it's just balls to the wall trying to jack it.
Yeah, it's like, yo, it'd be so sick if I just hit 300 right now. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're thinking, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, just hit it straight down the fairway, nice and easy, Let's not get over our heads here. And again, to, what we were talking about before, I mean, that type of mentality is going to fall on your leadership, your manager. Like, that's what Boone should be doing. Yeah, exactly. Like your hitting coach, Boone, they should walk into that locker room and be like, all right, we're going to change some things up. We're taking some BP today. I want you guys just to hit the ball nice, even, slow swings, make some contact, and then we're working from there. Like, you need to take a step back a little bit here. Like, I feel like they're trying to hit home runs. They're trying to just keep going forward. When they take the step back, really think about this. And again, maybe like, who am I to be saying this? I mean, again, to me, this is what's obvious. So I don't know. I think if they start doing that, you're gonna start seeing some more production out of some of these guys. Because it's not obviously not working. And
I would love to hear what they're saying in the locker room, honestly.
it would be great to be a fly on the wall in there and to really get in the minds of some of these players, because you really want to think you really want to know what they're talking about, because it's like we said, now it's getting to be a pretty extensive stretch here, where you're kind of down in the dumps. And like you said, like you're I guess you're being a little lucky in terms of some other teams that could be your competition kind of losing some games, but still, I mean, Baltimore, Philly, the Dodgers, they're all going to be around. So
yeah. And the sad part, is that as bad as it is, if you were to just snap out of it, you're fine. But it just doesn't seem like you're gonna. And I guess my question to you, I'm sure it's a combination of both, but if you had to say, what is hampering the Yankees more here, stubbornness or stupidity?
I would say at the end of the day, it's stubbornness.
Yeah. Like they think like, oh, even though it's not showing, there's nothing I need to change. Like it's just gonna happen.
And
it's just the Tony ebb and flows.
Literally. And I feel like what they're thinking is like, okay, like we got to run on base. If I crank this home run right now, like we're gonna start to just go on a tear. This is what we need, a big blast. But in reality, like how sick would it be if you just had like a bottom of the 5th inning where you were just singles, doubles, like 5 RBIs in an inning, like without a home run, like that would be great. Where all of a sudden, like your entire lineup is hitting again, like that's what you want to look for.
Yeah, and it just seems like, oh, it's a breaking point. They'll probably do that.
Yeah,
and then they just don't. And I know they're gonna lose tonight. I don't care what anybody could try to talk about the ledge. They're gonna lose tonight. You know it. I know you know it. They're gonna strike out double-digit times. They're gonna score 2 or 3 runs, and the Rays will probably have 4 runs by the 2nd or 3rd inning.
You think Stroman is going to get a little,
But not now. We're at the point. Okay, maybe we're not going to give up 8 runs, but we're going to give up 3 or 4, and our offense is not capable of scoring 3 or 4 most nights.
Oh my God, dude. It really is annoying, because I feel like if they had that mentality of just hitting for contact, they have more than enough talent.
Throw the launch angle out the window, dude. Throw the exit velocity out the window. And stop and just have an ability to react and read pitches. I feel like they have no ability to do that whatsoever.
Yeah, no ability at all. Again, when a changeup is fooling you that much, like you're clearly not seeing the ball right. You know? So
like you're blind. Really. Like it's insane. So maybe Stroman could get jacked up. Probably not, but maybe tonight. And then, Eflin, not a good pitcher.
No.
But yet I could see him holding us in check. Unfortunately, I don't know what you think about that.
I mean, I guess.
What's he done recently?
I mean, let's look it up. I mean, I know Eflin back when he was pitching for the Phillies. But let's see. Recently, his last start, 5 innings, hammered, 5 earned runs against Kansas City. Did well against Washington, 6 innings, no earned runs, but that's Washington. Pittsburgh.
Look at those 2 home starts, though.
Yeah.
But Washington and Chicago.
Washington,
then again,
great.
their offenses are better than ours right now.
Yeah, so I feel like it could be hit or miss here with him. I wonder what he's career against the Yankees, but if he's seen them that much. I feel like last year. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
Go to career stats, though, just out of curiosity. Stats at the top left. Yeah, there we go. So nothing really to write home about, Tony, no?
No, nothing ever.
And then this is actually just directly from Corey in our group chat. Obviously, we were talking about how embarrassing it was last night. Yanks refuse to make big move and keep trying to do bandage stuff. Signed a Toronto Blue Jays lefty reliever to a minor league deal.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's what it is.
And I knew we should have got a rise earlier in the year too. That would have changed. This might have never happened if we had gotten Luis Arraez.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. Honestly, it definitely wouldn't have.
Like that's exactly the guy you need. And the Padres are so desperate. They're not going to trade him. They're trying to make the playoffs this year, but I would give up a lot for Rise, honestly, because it's that's what we need at the top. That's what we need setting the table. Could you imagine a Rise Soto Judge?
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, to talk about someone like a Rice who can come in and maybe other players rub off on the whole get high average, good contact, like
Yeah.
type of mentality. But I guess that ship has sailed a little bit.
And apparently Michael Bucka agrees as well, saying, "Yo, Brian, Yankees need to stop fucking shit up their ass."
I mean, he's not wrong.
No. So yeah, we'll do our predictions in the frenzy. I know Tony's riled 7-5 last night. All the Mets fans talking about believing, Tony. So tell me why you believe so much.
Well, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Obviously, great win here, but I mean, if you want to look down the stretch of the season, there's still a lot the Mets have to work towards here. Nonetheless, they did win last night, 7-5. But I mean, honestly, you don't feel great about this win. I'll show you how they got there. Quintana on the mound against Irvin, dude. A matchup we saw like 5 games ago, when they just played the Nationals. And Irvin went 8 innings of, I think, 2 hits, maybe, no earned runs. The Mets got more hits in the first inning of this game than they did in the entirety of the last game Irvin pitched against them. Irvin's final line, 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs. Gave up 2 home runs. Quintana on the other end did follow up his great start against the Nationals with another one here. 7 innings of 1-hit baseball, no earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 303 pitches. Got to be stoked about that. How we got here, well, the scoring for the Mets started pretty early on. We're going to go to the second inning here as Stewart flies out. Venus pops up, so we have 2 outs now in the second inning. McNeil draws a walk. Bader singles to center. Lindor pops up here with an RBI single to score McNeil. And then Nimmo right after that, the back-to-back, he hits, I think it's Nimmo's 15th of the year, I believe. It was a 3-run blast, which made it 4-0 just like that in the second. And at that point, I guess you can say the Mets start to coast a little bit. I mentioned Quintana's final line here of 7 innings, 1 hit. And he did exactly that for the next few innings. I mean, striking out, Young, Lipscomb the next inning. Again, a lot of these on his curveballs, to be honest. But I feel like I haven't seen him go to his curveball as much. I feel like he does hit the fastball typically, pretty often. But he loves that sinker and that changeup as well. But mixing in that curveball, love to see that. Nonetheless, though, more scoring. We'll fast forward here now to the 6th inning. Irvin is still in his final inning here for the Nationals. Lindor, a 2-run dinger. He's been absolutely on fire here. A 4-seam fastball over the middle. And again, we want to talk about pitch recognition. I think Lindor, for the past maybe month and 2 weeks now, whatever he's done to recognize pitches has been great because it seems like he knows what's coming and he swings the bat right where he needs to be.
What a concept.
I know, kind of crazy. Cranks that one 391 feet to right center field. That makes it 6-0. And you might be, wow, Tony, 6-0 going into the 7th inning. How was the final score? 7-5.
Because your bullpen sucks.
Bullpen trash. Ottavino comes in top of the 8th here. And yet again,
hungover.
Has to be, dude.
Yeah.
Because even Zach was saying before the show, too, don't remember the last time we've seen Ottavino pitch a full inning or smile, honestly. He comes in here, gives up a double right away, and then Vargas hits a 2-run dinger to right field. That pitch by Ottavino was a cutter that didn't cut anywhere except just over the middle of the plate. And that's why Vargas took a yard, makes it 6-2. And you're like, all right, dude. Young flies out after that. Like, all right. So we have 1 out, whatever, home run. Hits Abrams. Mendoza has, hey, Ottavino, give me the fucking ball. Brings in Nunez. Nunez strikes out Thomas. Gives up a single, but then ends up giving up a ground out here to third base. Ends the inning. Nunez, great job. 8th inning here, we get a little bit of some life at the plate by Jeff McNeil with an RBI double. That guy will take anything he can get right now. Makes it 7-2. Top of the 9th here, baby. 7-2. And of course, we're trotting out Reed Garrett here. Obviously, non-safe situation, whatever. Gives up a double here. Oh, wow. Is there a theme with some of the Mets bullpen guys? Gives up a double to Yepez and then Ruiz. probably like one of the hardest hit balls I've seen in a while. Absolutely cranks this one upper deck, 420 feet. Literally, it was like he went golfing for it too. It was a sinker low, and he just took it, grabbed it, and scooped it, dude. Right there, 7 of 4. Garrett tight strikes out the next guy, ends up walking Young, and then of course with 2 outs, because Garrett is a freaking loser, you got to bring in Diaz for just 1 out. Actually kind of funny here, because Young ends up scoring on a wild pitch by Diaz, which wasn't really so wild. It was bounced off the plate. It definitely was a tough pitch for Alvarez to get to, and I wouldn't blame him why it passed him. But then he just couldn't find it. Like, it was one of those things where he literally gets up. Young goes from second to home because no one could find the fucking ball. But nonetheless, strikes out Abrams. They win 7-5. Obviously, Met win, but not without some sweating in the 9th inning. Nonetheless, here, Mets improve now to 45-45. Lindor has been absolutely just slaying at the plate. 3 for 4 last night, 3 RBIs, a home run. Average is now up to 253, slugging 455. Which, again, for what his numbers were, I mean, he's improving a lot. He's been killing it. I forget what the stat was, but he's the first Met ever to have like 25 stolen bags, 25 doubles, and something else in a season, or before the All-Star break, maybe. But he's been playing really well. And again, in reality, it's really just been within the last like 5-6 weeks, ever since he's been batting that leadoff spot. So obviously, a great win here by the Mets. I guess you could say great. I guess I wouldn't say great because it really should have been probably 7-2, honestly. And the
Hard to
bullpen.
complain about a win, though, right? I mean, in all seriousness, though, I mean, it feels good to just win.
It does. It feels
Yeah.
great to win. Yes, but you get what I'm saying here.
Sustainability.
Right? You know, sustainability,
Yeah.
bullpen again. And for me personally, I'm not crazy sold on the rotation. You know, I mean, Quintana has been great so far. Severino coming off a tough start again tonight. You never really know. And then again, the bullpen, huge question mark, you know? And it's just so, it really is annoying. And I guess they made a bullpen move last night. Mets acquired Phil Mayton from the Rays. Joey Ukeze designated for assignment.
It's about time.
Absolutely about time. And you may be like, hey, Tony, what's the deal with Phil Mayton? Well, he's a 31-year-old from Kentucky. So far in this season, he has a 4.5 ERA. You mentioned the bullpen guy for the Rays this year. It looks like he has 40 games played here so far, 4.58 ERA, 35 and a third innings pitched here. Gives it up 29 hits, has given up 6 home runs, 18 walks. Over those innings, only 30 Ks, so not a great strikeout guy, it seems. I mean, again, talk about doing little Band-Aid moves. Phil Mayton, 31 years old. Like, I don't know. What are we doing?
I mean, he's probably better than Lucchesi, though, no?
No, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you know, this bullpen kind of needs like a massive overhaul.
I know the feeling.
And, you know, I guess, you know, we'll kind of see what happens. You know, come trade deadline, what they could acquire for the bullpen. Because I mean, again, right now, if you're looking through a little bit of a you know, I guess a fisheye lens or tunnel vision here, your stars have been doing really well for you, especially when compared to the beginning of the year. By the way, Senga, I think yesterday, 2 2/3, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, no hits, no earned runs last night at rehab start.
There you go.
So working there for Syracuse, that was not to be confused with the Brooklyn Cyclones
Or the depressing Binghamton Mets.
Mets.
I believe Josh B had a couple more here, and Brian Barnaby.
Yeah. Yes, dude. Josh B says a rise. I've been playing well right now as of late. Brian does clap back. Says he would lead us in batting average.
That's
LOL.
pretty bad.
That is really bad.
And then he says, get Quan hitting 363. So again, that would be great. But the problem, Guardians playoff team. And also he's not a free agent until 2028. So I just, you know what I mean? They're in a position of power. They could just be like, okay, we're going to keep him or give us the kitchen sink. We're not going to give up the kitchen sink for Stephen Kwan. So.
And I mean, as of late, I mean,
yeah, he had 2 bad games over 7, but then he was what
2 for 5,
6 for 14.
Yeah,
for that. So never gets too out of off track, I guess you could say, Tony. Right?
leading the league in at bats and hits right now.
But
which is what the Yankees need, and the Mets.
Yeah, but we've known this. We've
Yeah.
known this. So it just depends what they're gonna do. Are they gonna stop trying to get random fucking shitty players that nobody wants and hoping that they turn into stars? So if we could, Tony, just didn't get a chance to update the picks, but we could just run through this real quick.
Yesterday's scores?
Yesterday's scores.
Absolutely.
You have the Mets in the under, so that's why I want to start.
Yes.
Blue Jays under would be
That's got to be the under.
that's got to be the under, so that's got to be 2-2.
Yep.
And
And
the
then-
Rangers in the over.
Oh, I have the Rangers in the over. Rangers 1.
And it's probably
The over might have been 9.5.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Come on. 8.5. Let's
Wow.
go, baby.
So,
4-2.
4-2 again. So 34 and 26. And then I am going to I had 3 picks, but my Yankees in the under is actually check what the total was for that.
Maybe an
I
8.5.
feel like it might have been 8, which would give us our first push in a long time. Oh,
7.5.
Oh, okay, so tight. All right, so that's 0-2. But then I had the Royals in the under. So let's just put it on the docket. Make it be known, Tony. I'm having an extra pick today. I did that because of Waka. He's pitching game 2. So I have Royals game 2 with the under.
Love that.
By default, and then we'll do our other picks. And then the other pick I had was the Astros in the under.
Did the Astros game also get rained out? No. Astros in the there it is. Astros
So it's got to be.
gotta be the under.
So that would be 2-2. If that is the case,
2-2.
30 and 28.
Pending today's game.
Pending today's game. So Royals game 2 under, and then we'll do our 3 picks.
So that'll be already your one shot right
That'll be my
there.
one shot in an abbreviated full-on baseball frenzy.
That is right, people. It is the Hump Day Frenzy on this Wednesday, July 10th, around Major League Baseball. We're getting started off here. You know the deal. The Mets are playing. I said it. Patrick Corbin on the
lucky.
mound.
That's
dude.
an automatic
Honestly.
2-0 for you. The Mets in the over. We don't need any window dressing, right or no?
Give me the Mets in the over. Fuck you guys.
Oh, wow. I mean, you can say whatever you want to say.
No, no.
I'm just saying it was handed to you on a silver platter, Tony.
Let's
Okay. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Yankees in the under. Like that's kind of the default for the rest of the season here because they can't score, because they can't hit, they can't run, they don't have any good fundamentals. So that's what happens. That's why you go under every time. Even though they didn't last night, but they will today. Hopefully, Stroman could pitch 7 perfect innings, but I'm gonna say he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, and they win 3-2 somehow, some way. Maybe Juan Soto breaks a 2-2 tie in the top of the 9th, and Clay Holmes for once has a 1-2-3 9th. So Yankees in the under.
Absolutely love that. Let's go Yankees in the under. My second pick here. You mentioned taking the Royals against the Cardinals in game 2 for the makeup. I'm going to take game 1. I believe Sonny Gray is starting that game. Oh, wait, no. Oh, he's starting game 2. Wait, no,
He's not.
He's not starting at all
They
today.
moved him back, I guess.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fantasy?
Yeah.
Tight.
Oh, my God, dude. All right, I'm picking somewhere else then. Fuck the Cardinals. Oh, man, that really does suck. Give me Cubs-Orioles. Great pitching matchup here. All right, give me the Cubs. I'm going to give me the Cubs. Let's go, dude. Shota Imanaga, baby. 7-2 in the year, 3.16 ERA. Obviously, matchup against Corbin Burns. Tremendous matchup. His last outing against Philly, one of the best teams in the league, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 8 Ks. So can navigate good lineups. Corbin Burns, obviously, Ken. Over under in this game is 8.5. I don't know how that is, to be honest. But I say the Cubs are going to take this game here against the Orioles. Steal one here. Game 2, as they hammered them 9-2 yesterday. Dansby Swanson, okay, a solo shot in the 8th inning puts the Cubs up 1-0. And that's your final score. Give me the Cubs and the under, baby. Let's go.
Wow. Another under, once again. Give me former Yankee minor league great Drew Thorpe. going up against Pablo Lopez, who is pitching like he should be pitching for the Yankees. 5.18 ERA after a breakout season last year. Just has not been able to find it. And you would think, oh, White Sox, maybe this is the spot. But Drew Thorpe is going to be throwing gas. Minor league pitcher of the year last season. Corey had him. He said, what a guy. Has had good results up to this point. I think he continues that trend. I think he strikes out 12 over 6. And the White Sox will defeat the Twins here 5-1. So it's the White Sox and it's the under.
Wow, dude. Drew Thorpe. Interesting, dude. Pick him fantasy?
I have him in one league.
Interesting. Maybe I'll pick him up today since Sonny Gray isn't pitching. Speaking of picking someone up, this morning I picked up, you're going to laugh at this, Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. Brian. Why? Because his last 3 starts has been actually pretty solid, dude. And F the Reds and Frankie Montas. You look at his last 3 starts against Kansas City, solid team, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Before that, White Sox 6 2/3, 2 earned runs. Before that, Washington 6 innings, no earned runs. Possibly the best stretch we've seen from him in a little while now. So let's pick him up. I need the points for the pitchers. Forget the Reds, dude. I'm telling you right now, they're going to lose this game 7:10 p.m. Cincinnati's minus 175 at home. Your over-under is 9.5. We're not in Colorado, though. But the Rockies looking to bounce back here. I don't even care. Give me the Rockies winning this game. I'm going to say by the tune of, let's say 6-3. Freeland solid, 7 innings, maybe 3 earned runs. Montas popped. Rockies go on to win. That's Rockies and another under, by the way, Brian.
Speaking of unders, give me the Astros in the under once again. Framber Valdez opposed by Brian Hoeing. Marlins 32-59. Astros somehow after like a 7-20 start are 47-44.
Ridiculous.
Valdez 7-5, 3.84. And I think the Astros most likely are going to win this game by the score of 5-1. So give me the Astros and the under. And just like that, give me another baseball frenzy, Tony.
Great frenzy.
Great frenzy. Great games. Kind of interested to hear your opinion on the Yankee game today.
I mean, honestly, I think Stroman will like be able to labor you through like 6 innings, honestly. And the bullpen's been pretty solid. Obviously, we saw that yesterday. I could see, honestly, the Yankees winning this game like 3-2 or something like that.
So another mediocre offensive performance, hoping the pitching bails them out.
And I would love to see like a 7th, 8th inning, maybe either a 2-run or a solo home run. Ben Rice, keep it going. Let's go. Maybe he'll set some tone here for some guys that aren't doing so well. You know, this young guy coming up, making an impact. Love to see that from Rice. Love that he hit a home run last night, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the few good things of recent. Ben Rice. I mean, it just seems like there's no way you could take the first base job away from him, even when Rizzo is healthy down the line.
Which is great, dude. That's I mean, you kind of filled in first base right now. You know? That's awesome.
No, we definitely needed it. So you know, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, not too optimistic, but just hoping to, I guess, catch lightning in the bottle, Tony, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen, but it was bound to happen 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
But come on, Eflin. I mean, we saw the numbers. Nothing crazy, dude.
And you see this, Michael Butka's personal favorite, Buster Olney, saying that Cashman needs to make these moves pre-deadline to stop the free fall. Will he, Tony?
I doubt it.
Yeah, just like a minor leaguer from the Blue Jays.
Pre-deadline? I know, that's kind of bad, dude. Like, what is that going to do? From the Blue Jays?
It's interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe though, since Hal's there, he's just getting frustrated. He's like, this is just insane. Like, we got to do something. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm just preparing myself to be disappointed once again tonight. And just some news elsewhere here. I just saw this. Kawhi Leonard has withdrawn from Team USA less than 3 weeks before the start of the Paris Olympics. USA Basketball making the announcement saying that he's going to spend the rest of the summer preparing for next season. He's been ramping up for the Olympics. He felt ready to compete However, he respects that USA Basketball and the Clippers determined its best interest to spend the rest of the summer preparing for the upcoming season rather than participating in the Olympic Games. It would have been his first Olympics, and they haven't announced a replacement yet. Almost seems like it was like a personal thing or like some type of rift type of thing, the way that's said.
I mean, especially with his past too. I mean, I feel like it is. It's not like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
preparing for next season, which I mean, if he is, that's great.
It's like they didn't want him. Like his prima donna negative attitude, I think maybe might be wearing on people.
Really? I feel like maybe it's also like he doesn't care, like, and he wants to just go home and relax.
But it was his choice
to play in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have to play. I mean, maybe he felt pressure, but I doubt he never cares what anybody thinks.
Definitely he does not, dude.
Did you see from England, Tony, that D. Minor had decided to withdraw right before the match, so Djokovic onto the semis.
Oh, is that why? I was wondering why. Like, I wasn't.
They call it a walkover.
Wow, dude. Did they say why he withdrew?
There's a video here. They said it's shattering news.
Oh no.
I don't know if this will play on my end here.
Let's see.
The sound quality is probably really good for this one.
Yeah.
Not gonna play it for the.
It says withdrawn due to injury. That it says announced that he's unable to compete against the 7-time champion Djokovic at a press conference he had spoken at. I guess he had spoken of jarring his hip in the closing stages of his 4th round victory against Arthur Fils. He was unable to recover in time to take on the second-seeded Djokovic on center court on Wednesday. I'm devastated, but I had to pull out due to hip injury, a little tear of the fiber cartilage that is at the end of the abductor. He said, I felt a loud crack during the last 3 points of my match against Fils and got a scan yesterday, and it was confirmed that it was an injury. There is a high risk of making it worse if I do step out onto that court. Tough decision, obviously, but D. Manauer over there, obviously, I guess, making the right choice overall. I mean, we've seen hip injuries take down professional players before, so that's tough though, especially because, you know, I mean, come on, dude, quarterfinal too, like, and it sucks too for that guy Fils who got beat. You know, I mean, I guess if you got beat, but to see you know, the guy that beat you end up withdrawing due to injury, tough.
Yeah, so now I guess he gets the winner of the match currently in progress here.
It's currently in progress. Fritz and Musetti.
I looked like it. I guess it's not showing it on there.
No, yeah, I don't know. But again, dude, I don't know. The website for Wimbledon, even navigating ESPN with all these freaking tennis matches, very like, I mean, you have no patience for it. I have probably a little bit more, but I am fed up, dude.
Yeah. You could equate it to the Yankee offense.
You could equate it to that, dude.
Right now, looking at Medvedev Alcaraz and looking at Djokovic, winner of Fritz Musetti, are you thinking it's Djokovic Alcaraz?
Medvedev, I would pick, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Well, what's the thought there?
Well, I watched Medvedev knocked out Sinner yesterday. I understand Sinner was dealing with like a finger injury, but nonetheless showed a lot of grit there. You know, you want to look at some of these sets here. You know, Sinner took the first set. Medvedev took back-to-back sets. Sinner forced the 5th set, and Medvedev beat him 6-3. I mean, I feel like Medvedev was absolutely dialed in. And watching that match, there was some points where Medvedev like really turned it on, and he was like ripping some aces, hitting some really cool like drop shots, charging the net, commanding the court. And to do that against Sinner, who's their number 1 ranked guy, not to be like, oh, you beat the number 1 guy, you're automatically going to win. I don't think Alcaraz can handle it. I feel like Alcaraz, he beat some other American, I think, in the 3rd round, maybe beat this American in the quarterfinals, who was, you know, seeded 12th in this tournament, which obviously is still good. But I feel like Alcaraz hasn't really gotten challenged by a high-ranking tennis player yet at Wimbledon. I feel like Medvedev, first time here. So let's go. I'm rooting for Medvedev, dude.
Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna say Djokovic over Alcaraz, like ridiculous, like tiebreaker.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what the deal is? They changed something where it can't go as long as it used to, or no? With the tiebreaker, because remember, like they've had matches that went like 6-7 hours, like John Isner or something, and then the Nadal, Federer, Wimbledon was like 5 hours or something. But they changed the tiebreaker, didn't they, or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Or no, I think it was that you wouldn't play another set. That it's just all just tiebreaker. Is that what the difference is?
Oh, maybe. Let's see. This is from last year here. How did 10-point tie breaks work? Was there a rule change? What are the tiebreaker rules? The Wimbledon matches that reach 6-6 in the final set will now be decided by a 10-point tiebreak. Oh, it's just first to 10. This was the first used in Serena Williams' first round defeat to Harmony Tan in 2022. Previously, at Wimbledon matches could continue until a player won by 2 clear games, such as in John Eisner's marathon win in 2010.
John Eisner.
There we go, dude. You got it.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker rules at Wimbledon have undergone a change in the last 18 months. While matches at the Grand Slam could once go on and on and on and on and on, they do reference the Eisner match again. Last year it was ruled that a 10-point tiebreak will be used to decide matches that reach 6-6 in the final set. Obviously, third set for women, fifth set for men. 10-point tiebreak follows the same format as a traditional 7-point tiebreak. One player starts by serving for 1 point, then it alternates between 2 successive serves from each player, with the winner the first person to reach 10 points. So there we go.
Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense. You don't want it to go too long.
Yeah, it does. It honestly, it does make sense. And I mean, I couldn't imagine having a match for 6 hours. Like,
oh my God. I think that one of them they had like with Isner, they had to like resume it the following day or something.
I'm pretty sure the longest match I think is like 11 hours or 12 hours. Like longest tennis match ever. 11-hour marathon, dude. 11 hours and 5 minutes. It was Eisner. I guess that was it at the 2010 Wimbledon. I guess so, dude. Eisner and Nicholas Mahut.
Eisner, yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
The guy on the right looks like he's that's Mahut, isn't it?
This guy, this guy right here. Yeah,
yeah,
in the middle. Yeah, definitely.
He's a little tight.
With the dude.
And one other thing here I wanted to mention. I feel like you'll love this. So I just, was kind of going through the top sports and like the headlines, the news. And the Dallas Stars, I don't know if you saw this, becoming the first team in the 4 major sports to be streamed on a direct-to-consumer service. And it's all, and they said it's a free ad-supported service. So they were with Diamond Sports Group, who owns Bally Sports.
Yikes.
And so this is all streaming, all app. But I don't understand how it could be free. How would you pay for it? Like, how would they pay for it?
Like how
would the streaming service pay for it?
Because they're funded by Live Tour. I don't know, dude.
Right?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. How would they get the rights to stream all of Dallas's games? Victory Plus will be available to download and watch free on smart TVs, tablets, smartphones beginning in September. And the Dallas Stars are going to be on that service. They've reached a 7-year agreement, dude. Holy cow!
So they're locked
with a Parent Media Company Incorporated. Never heard of it. It's literally called a Parent Media Company, which is interesting. That will see clubs' regional games stream free of charge on the company's new Victory Plus streaming service. Anything else on this? This is pretty interesting.
I think was reading that same article. I didn't see anything else.
It will be headed by Jason Walsh, Dallas Vice President of Broadcasting and former Fox Sports Executive Producer, according to Monday's announcement. Victory green color scheme, first team
Jeremy
partner.
Schaap to be the on ice reporter.
I might as well be. A kid parent company was initially founded in 2012 and launched its Kid Doodle TV, family-friendly streaming service in 2014, and the company now is partnered with North Texas-based YouTube group Dude Perfect for streaming their content. So I guess this is like a huge thing for them, huh? To get the Dallas Stars. That's crazy. That seems kind of fishy.
I know.
It's like Dude Perfect, dude. Come on.
I know. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, I mean that's really all we got, Tony. I guess I just saw this on our page here. We got an episode coming up. 1 o'clock.
Oh, yes, right, dude. We have Down the Rabbit Hole coming up at 1 p.m. It seems. Not that it seems, it is. It'll be Michael in the chair at the desk. He's having his guest Echo on, William. Okay. He's been on Rabbit Hole. I think this is his third time.
I think it is his
third time. Obviously talking a lot about XRP specifically, Brian. As long as some other headlines, stuff like that. But it should be a great show. 1 o'clock. Should be fun. I mean, that guy William is so knowledgeable.
No,
Talk
and,
about
and
just
from what I've watched, I mean, absolutely, I agree
Yeah.
100%. He's so knowledgeable. I wonder if there's anything he could give us to help the Yankees that he sees, that he knows. Maybe Michael could ask him. You know,
I mean, I guess so. He'll probably tell Steinbrenner to invest in XRP.
so then it doesn't have to be so cheap with player salaries. How about that? Yeah, so definitely tune in for that. But thank you all for tuning in to the Sports Report today, and we encourage everybody to continue to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. The merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets!
And we will see you.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.